Hello, welcome back to our last reading in Here's Hank. There's a zombie in my bathtub. I don't know why I just said it like that. Okay, chapter 11. So if you remember, we left off with Miss Fink came out of her apartment looking like Hank thinks is a zombie. So he ran back to his apartment screaming for Mom. Alrighty. I don't know why this page is messed up. Chapter 11. The door to our apartment opened just in time. I had never been so glad to see my mom's face. I broke free from that zombie and zoomed inside like I had a jetpack on my back. Frankie, Ashley, get in here, I yelled. And Mom, slam the door, quick! But my mom wasn't fast enough, and the green-faced zombie followed us into the living room. This was it. I had no choice. It was time for me to be brave. Stop it right there, I said, stepping in front of my family and friends and separating my tinfoil arms in front of them. I am a zombie fighter. Take one step farther, and I'll have to use my powers to melt you into a green puddle. Hank, my mom said, that's no way to talk to Mrs. Fink. But Mom, can't you see? That's not really Mrs. Fink anymore. She's been taken over by zombies. Just look at her. Oh, Mrs. Fink said, reaching out to touch my arms. I think I understand the problem. Don't get near me, I warned her. You can't eat my brain. It's off limits. I'm not a zombie, honey, she said. I promise. Then why is your face green? I was just having some Halloween fun, so I covered my face with my avocado face cream. Oh, really? Then where have your teeth gone? They're in a glass on the sink. Maybe you didn't know, but I wear false teeth. I'm so sorry that I scared you. Mrs. Fink, my mom said, I'm so embarrassed about the way Hank spoke to you. If you'll excuse us, I'd like to have a word with him. Mrs. Fink winked at me as she left, and a big glob of green slime slid off her face onto her shoes. Don't forget to come back for a Tootsie Roll, she said to all three of us as she left our apartment. My mom looked me right in the eye. What is all this about, Hank? She asked. I think I know, Mrs. Zipser, Ashley said. Ever since last night's movie, Hank has been worried about a zombie invasion. We thought he was just kidding, Frankie said, but now we see he hasn't. This is silly, Hank, my mom said. There's no such thing as zombies. They are made up. Oh yeah, I said. Then how come it says in the encyclopedia at the library that zombies do exist? I read it right on the page. It said, according to experts, there is evidence that zombies exist. My mom nodded her head. I think I understand what's happening here, she said slowly. Isn't it true, sweetie, that reading is very hard for you? And sometimes you add words to what's on the page or leave words out? I guess that's true, Mom. So I suggest we all go to the computer and look up zombies again. We'll give it another try. Frankie, Ashley, and I followed my mom to the dining room table, where she sat down in front of her laptop. She typed in some words. In just a few seconds, the encyclopedia page about zombies popped up. It was the same page that was in the book I read. Frankie leaned toward the screen and read the first sentence out loud. The word zombie was first used in 1819 in Brazil, he read. Oh, that's what the word was, I said. Brazil! Well, that makes much more sense than Bad Bill. Frankie continued reading. According to the experts, there is no evidence that zombies exist. Wait a minute, I said. Where do you see that word no? It's right here, Zip, he said, pointing to the word on the screen. Do you think it was there this whole time? I asked. Yes, I do. There was a long silence as I thought about that. So, I've been scared of a zombie invasion this whole time because I skipped over a 2-letter word. Frankie and Ashley and Mom all nodded. For some reason, I felt like I was going to cry. Why couldn't I read like Frankie and Ashley? At that moment, I really didn't like my brain. Why didn't it work like everyone else's? Ashley put on her giraffe hooves on my shoulder. You'll catch on to this reading thing, Hank, she said. In the meantime, Frankie and I are here to help you. Does this mean we can't go out trick-or-treating now? Frankie said. Because there's a whole lot of candy out there with our names on it. For the first time in 24 hours, I was able to smile. I was safe. My parents and Emily were safe, and best of all, Papa Pete was safe. Let's do it, I said. My dad came out of Emily's room. Ladies and gentlemen, giraffes and zombies, may I have your attention, please? He said in his circus announcer voice. Introducing the world's only Komodo dragon with an upside-down tail. Emily, if you please. My sister came out of her bedroom looking very happy with herself. Her tail had been stapled back on, and this time the tip of it was pointing right up to the ceiling. A string tied to the top of her dragon head. The string was all my idea, she said proudly. This tail will stay on for weeks. I might even wear it to school on Monday. Nothing weird about that, I said. Remind me not to walk to school with you on Monday. So, my dad said, going to the front door, are we all ready for some trick-or-treating? We all cheered and headed across the living room. Then we heard it, a frightened scream coming from the hall. Don't eat my head, the voice wailed. Please, Mrs. Zombie, I'll do anything you want. That voice was so familiar. Isn't that? Ashley said. I think it is, Frankie nodded. I pulled open the door. Kneeling in our hallway was a kid dressed as a hockey player, holding up his stick to protect himself from a green-faced Mrs. Fink, the zombie. He had a big face and a thick neck and a huge wad of red licorice stuck between his teeth. That's right, it was tough guy Nick McKelty, shaking and whining like a 2-year-old. I burst out laughing. Somebody should tell that guy there's no such things as zombies. Here he is, all scared. And that is the end of chapter 11. We are going to quickly read chapter 12 because it is this page, and then we will be done. Chapter 12. 3 things I learned from this Halloween. 1. Brazil is a country. 2. Tootsie Rolls are hard to get out of your teeth. 3. Zombies do not really exist. And 4. Oh, oops. I was only supposed to write 3. Sorry. There we go. And that is the end of our book. We've made it all the way through. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I hope you have a great weekend. So I will see you on Monday, our last week of school. Bye.